Hey guys, it's Summer Rain over at Epiphany Blue, where everything is fabulously handmade just for you and sometimes for myself. Thanks for joining me. Today is a different kind of video for me because I don't think I've ever done. Maybe I have. I'll have to check my videos. I might have done a show and tell. This is a show and tell all the way through. Okay? And what I'm showing you and telling you is about all the stuff that I've made, and I packed it away, and I never posted it to my Etsy site. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to upload a bunch of beautiful stuff that you just got to see. And I'm sure you'll see something that you like. So here goes. These are things that I've made. Well, it's all crafting, right? Because even sewing is crafting. But some of the stuff that I've made that's, decorative, and some sewing stuff that I've done also. I'll show you some of my sewing that I've been up to. Here's a preview. Look at that. Isn't that not gorgeous? And this is a real fuzzy type of fabric, really nice fabric. So right away, I'm getting into my first thing that I want to share. So this is a set that I made. I'm going to sell it as a set. Some pieces are going to be separate though, because here I have a pillow. I've got a sewing thread on it. So this is a pillow. This is a pillow. See? Pillow. I don't have the dimensions of it right now, but of course, the dimensions will be in the post when I post it. So this is a pillow, and this is the bag. So I made this pillow sham, and I stuffed it. I'll tell you later how you'll get things that look stuffed but won't come stuffed to you. Okay. So I made a pillow. So I found this fabric, right? And I bought all they had because I fell in love with it. I'm like, a little girl would love to have this in her room. Look at that. Look at that. Here's a close up. Isn't that gorgeous? That is gorgeous. A kitty cat with a crown. I just fell in love with this fabric. I bought everything. I bought all they had. And so this is cut out to be a valance. Okay, so now you've got your pillow, you got your valance, right? And I've made quite a few because, like I said, I bought a lot of this material. Look at this. And this is a valance that I've got practically sewn up already. It's just the hem. If you can see the pins, it's just the hem that I have to do now. I have to do the hem, but the top is made. The sleeve, oh no, it isn't. No, that's pinned too. So yeah, I've got to finish this one. I probably have one that's finished. So yeah, this is what the valance would look like. Again, I don't have the dimensions on hand, but they will be posted in the site, right? On my Etsy site. And I've got lots of this fabric, lots and lots of this fabric. Another valance I've got cut out. So parts of it will be sold as a set, and I'll show you in a minute what parts will be in the set. And some of these, look at this. I've got this all cut out and ready to go, ready to be sewn. Lots of valances, lots of valances. Look at this. Right now I only have one pillow, so I might make one of these pillows, but they'll be smaller than the one I just showed you, right? That's a pretty big pillow, but it's nice. Nice size. So you'll be nice and comfy. You get a lot of comfort out of that pillow. So yeah, I bought a lot of this fabric. Oh, and here's one that I did finish, sort of, kind of. Oh yeah, because I think I have pins on the bottom. So I put lace on the bottom of this one. Look at that. I put lace on the bottom of this one. And this one looks really nice with that lace. I'm really liking it with the lace. But I might not have enough lace to do all of them, so some will come with lace and some won't, and you'll see that in the post. And they'll be sold separate. Because like I said, part of this is going to be a set, And I'm not sure, but I know it's going to consist of probably two pillows and maybe two, not maybe, two pillows, two valances, and this little box right here. Oh yeah, so here's the other pillow, same size as the other one I just showed you. This is all sewn up and ready to go, ready to be stuffed. Okay, yeah, this fabric is really cute. I love it. So that's that. So that's all with that said. No, well, I got something to show you. Let me see. I even forgot what I have in here. Okay, so the valance, I made a note to myself. The valance is 41 and a half by 18. That's the valance. And okay, so yeah. So we have two valances here that I did put the lace on. And I don't see any pins, so that means the lace is all sewn on and ready to be hung. And I've got my Etsy label in there. See that? It says Epiphany Bleu, handmade just for you. I gotta order some more of those labels because I ran out. Yeah, so I put and most of the stuff that I made, I put labels in, but then I ran out, so I gotta get some more labels. And so here's another valance. Here's another valance that I did put the lace on, and it's I don't see any pins, so it's all sewn in and ready to go. And that's why it's in that bag because this is a set ready to go. So it looks like we've got three valances in here. That's what's in here. Three valances. I might break it down into two. And then if you want an extra one, one will be available where you can order it separate. I think that's what I'll do. I'm not going to fuss with this right now. I'm going to throw that over there, and I'm going to throw the rest of the stuff over there. I've got a bin that I'm throwing. I'm not throwing it on the floor, trust me. So now, look what comes. This is going to be part of the set. This catch-all box, keepsake box, whatever you want to call it. You can just put all your goodies in here, right? Well, a little girl can, because it's obviously for a little girl's room, right? And you see, I've got the bling all around. I blinged it all around to match the silver bling on her tiara. And so that's what the front of it. This is the front, and this is the back. You can tell the back because of the seam, right? And when I open it up, and I've got my Etsy business card in there, okay? And this is what's in here. Now I've got a roll of toilet tissue in here, but there are tissue boxes that come round, okay? There are tissue boxes that come around. I don't think somebody would, unless it's an Airbnb, maybe somebody might have an extra roll hanging around on a dresser somewhere. But no, it's for a box of tissues. So I put this together. Look at that. And this came, bare. This is paper mache. This is what it looks like on the inside. That's what it looked on the outside before I got to it. That's what it looked like. It was all paper mache. And do I have my card? Yeah, I got my card in there. Look at that. Got my Etsy card in there. And this is how I decorated it. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at the top. So I put some diamond bling on there. And then I put some flowers on there. And I added the ribbon. Isn't that cute? I love the way this came out. Yeah, so a little girl's room, totally fabulous in a little girl's room. Okay, so as I said, roll of tissues coming. I think they're coming around round shape too. And look what I've got. I covered some switch plates also. So I call this the two-face, and I call this the one toggle. Yeah, yeah, all ready to go. Switch them out, make the room match. It matches all the rest of the stuff, the pillows, the valances, and yeah, all that stuff, all that good stuff. So that's that. Well, this doesn't really match because it's not the same fabric, okay? But it's still cute for a little girl's room. So I had to show you that. And then I've got this all protected. So I've got them in plastic bags. And then this matches the curtain, the valances, the curtains, the pillows, and the keepsake box. This and the switch plates. This all matches. So this is a tissue box. Okay, this is a tissue box holder for the little girl's room, and I've got to tack that down. I just noticed that. Oh no, I don't have to tack it down. I left it so that it's just folded back because it was in storage, but I left it out as if, the same way it would look as if you made up your bed, Yeah. Yeah, look at that. I decided to make it a bed. It's a tissue box. And again, it's paper mache, so it came brown. It was all brown until I put the fabric on it. I've got my Etsy card in there. Yeah, put some lace on it. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Just like a bed would. Just like a bed would look. And I've added the pillows, as you can see. Got a big pillow, a neck pillow, and a neck roll. Yeah. And then I sort of folded back the covers. See that? And so you put your tissues in there and then you pull your tissues out one at a time. Isn't that cute? So yeah, so that's part of the set. Um, I kind of added this in here, but it doesn't match. This is not part of the set. This is just something I wanted to bring to you and show you that I did, which is obviously very cute. So that's it. That's it for this set. Remember, you've got your switch plates in here and got a cute little box. So this is the front. I think I put the lid on wrong. I just want to make sure you see it. And I'm doing this because lots of times when you see something online, and you want to buy it and you're looking at it, there's nothing better than seeing it up close, right? So that's why I decided to make a video and show these all up close. So that's the back. Okay, I did it wrong again. You see, it's got a seam in the back, right? That's where it was finished off. And then the top has a seam in the back. That's where it was finished off. And so that goes with that seam, like that. And this is the front of the box. See that? This is the front of the box. Yeah. And this is the back. Yeah. See that? Okay, so that's the set. So the set would be pillows, valances, this box, and the tissue box that looks like a bed. Yeah, that's what the set is. So that's that set. Oh, I might as well put this over here too. Yep. Okay, so here's another set that I made. Or maybe I should show you this one because it looks like it's trying to fall anyway. So let me just bring it to you. So, you know how you search and search, and I have two boys, two men now. But you know how very rarely you'll always see something for girls' rooms, right? But you very rarely see something for boys. So I said, well, let me make something for boys, right? So again, this is a paper mache box. That's how it came, brown. Just like it looks on the inside, it was brown on the outside. Covered it with this fabulous fabric. Look at that. They're doggies. What boy doesn't like a dog, right? They're always bringing them home, right? That's the back. That's the bottom of it. Cute. So they can put anything in here, crayons, or little toys, toy cars, baseball cards, whatever, right? So that's a little box for a boy's room. And then I decided to make something for the wall. So I made this round picture hanger for the wall. You can hang it on the back of a door, hang it on the wall in back of the bed, at the head of the bed. Yeah, cute. Nice little hanger for it. This is the back. Yeah, really cute. And what I have here are valances for a boy's room. Again, we rarely see stuff for boys. Not this cute anyway. Look at this. And this one's pretty long. So when you cinch it up, and I was going to bring I forgot. I said I should have a rod to put it on to show you, but I forgot to bring it upstairs. But anyway, this is what the valance looks like. And it's got some length to it. Look at that. Cute little doggies. So cute. When I saw this fabric, I was like, wow, gotta buy that. Look at that. So that's a valance. Again, of course, the dimensions will be, in the post when I post it on Etsy. And I will leave my Etsy site in the description. Okay. And if you don't, because I have a lot to post on Etsy. So if you see something now in this video and you don't see it on Etsy, I'll leave my email also. And you can email me and say, hey, I saw that doggy set, but I don't see it on Etsy. Can you please list it? Okay? And I'll be sure to list it. So, and it's another valance, and it's the same length as the other one. So if you have two windows in a room, so you got two valances. I might sell, I'm going to sell it as a set, but if I've got more than one valance, which I do, I've got 3 valances here. You know what? I think I might list it just the wall hanger and the box together, and then I'll list the valances. And so you can buy 1, you can buy 2, or you could buy 3. I'll list it that way so that you have the option to buy, to get what you need for your for your space. If your room has 1 window, then you only need 1 valance, right? So yeah, I'm going to list them separately. That's what I'm going to do. So here we have valances. So again, I've counted 3. I've shown you. No, that's 1. This is 2. Yeah, this is 3 valances. And then I've got some extra material here that I did cut out. Oh, pillows. These are going to be pillows. And that's the size of the pillow. Yeah. And I've got 2 cut out. So that means 2 pillows. So I don't know if I'll do the set 2 pillows, that hanger for a wall hanger and the box together maybe with the pillows, and then you can get the valances separately. Maybe I might do it like that. Yeah, so this is definitely a pillow. Okay, I've got it. I just want to show you the size of this pillow because it's a good sized pillow. Oh yeah, I've got it pinned together. That's why. Okay. So this is what the pillow will look like. Okay. Yeah, that's what the pillow will look like. Yeah, and I can see already. I didn't realize it, but yeah. So there'll be like when you do portraits, you got landscape. Okay, and so this won't be landscape. It'll be the other position that you can get photos in. I forget. It escapes me now. But anyway, so it won't be the long way. It'll be up and down, which is good for a boy's room. You know? Yeah, yeah. That's just the way. I cut it out this way. I had no choice. Well, I guess I could have cut it this way instead of this way. Somehow I just ended up cutting it. Wait a minute. But this one's different. No, this one's the same. This one's the same. Oh, but this one, see, these are different dimensions. As you can see, this pillow is tall. So this is going to make a tall pillow, is what I'm saying. It's landscape or portrait are the 2 choices you have when you want to print out a picture. So this is portrait size, in other words, okay? This one. So that's a tall one. But I can see now that I cut this out a while ago, so I can see now that no, it's still portrait size. So both of them are going to be portrait size. Yeah. And I guess I had to cut it out to get the dogs in. It's according to what you have on your fabric, how you have to cut it out. So yeah. So then I've got two portrait size pillows is what I'm saying. And so yeah. So then you'll have the option to get 2 pillows. And that's that set. Great set. I love it. Look at that. Love these doggies. When I saw them, I had to get this fabric. Look at that. And let's not forget that we've got boxes. Now, if I find that I have extra fabric, I'll make some switch plates too, Yeah, so, yeah, that'll be cute. That'll be real cute. Okay, this went to that. Let's get rid of this. No, I'm not going to show you that. I'm going to show you this now. So, and let me get this out of the paper. This is a tissue box. Okay, again, paper mache. I don't see my card in here, so I've got to make some more cards. Before I mail these things out, everything will have my card inside, and this doesn't have my card inside either. This is a round tissue box also. Yeah, that's the back. You can see the seam. This is the front. And I made the flowers. I made both of these flowers, as you can see, out of the same fabric. These flowers are made. The red one, obviously, is some red fabric I had. Oh, the same red fabric that I used on top here. I made a flower with it. And then I made a flower with this fabric here. Tissue box. Isn't that cute? And this is a tissue box also. I made this, actually, this could be for a roll of TP. Okay? This is could be for a roll of TP. And I made it, I'll tell you, I made it with an Airbnb in mind, because I said if somebody has an Airbnb, they could totally get the set for their Airbnb. This is a pillow sham. Okay, it's not stuffed, but it's all sewn up, and you can totally stuff this. There's a hole here somewhere that I left so that you can stuff it. Here you go. See that hole? Is when you get it, you just stuff it. You buy that stuffing from Walmart. It's a big bag. It's cheap. And let me just say, the reason why I am now, I used to sell my pillows stuffed. I would stuff, make them, sew them together, stuff them, close them up. You got a pillow, right? To mail things these days, which I know everybody knows, just like I know, it's very expensive. So what I'm doing now is I'm not selling my pillows stuffed. You're going to get them like this, and you're going to buy the stuffing from Walmart. You're going to stuff them yourself, and then you're just going to slip stitch the hole closed after you stuff it. So it's going to come like this. See? But this looks like it's already all sewn up and everything, right? But no, there's a hole here that you can totally stuff it with, and then you've got a pillow sham. So that's a pillow sham. And what do I have here? So that's a pillow sham, and then I've got some bigger ones. So this is a pillow that matches it also. See that? Of course, again, I don't have the dimensions, but it's a good sized pillow, as you can see. Do I back up? Yeah, it's a good sized pillow. Yeah. So totally matches this one. This would be like a for your back when you lay back on your bed. After you stuff it, it's going to be nice and comfy. So and it matches this one. So that's a pillow sham. This is a pillow. Won't come stuffed, remember. And then I've got two of them to match this. And can you see this in a room? Can you see this in a room? Totally gorgeous. Look at that. And then you've got your box. You got your box also. Well, let me do it like this. Yeah, so you got your box. You got your tissue box. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Yeah, love it. Loved this material because, it's Caribbean, right? When I saw it, I was like, wow, that fabric is beautiful. Look at that. Love it. So that's your tissue box. Got that. So you got two pillows. And let me just show you some details in this pillow. You can see they got some fruits in there. They got some flowers in there. Totally Caribbean. Great for an Airbnb if somebody's got an Airbnb, okay? Or if you're from the islands and you want an island feel in your home, here you go. Here you go. And so what do I have here? I've got valances also to match. This is a valance. Again, don't know the dimensions offhand, but it will be posted when I post it to Etsy. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. Love it. And you've got a generous rod pocket here. You put your rod in there. Yeah, love it. Came out really nice. I really love this fabric. This fabric is gorgeous, okay? Really gorgeous. and I got what was left. So I grabbed it, okay? And so that's one valance. Here's another valance. So you got two valances to choose from. Whether you have one window in your room, you got two windows in your room. There you go. And if you see it on Etsy and you want it, you better grab it because I don't think this is going to hang around. Oh, so wait a minute. So do I have three valances? I might have three valances. So somebody will get real lucky. Look at that. Three valances. They're all the same size. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Look at those flowers. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Love this fabric. Oh my gosh. So that's, wait a minute. So that's three valances so far? So three valances so far. What do we have here? Oh, let me tell you about this. Okay, I got to put this on the side. Put that over there. And can you imagine? Oh, and don't forget, you've got this pillow too. All right? Sort of like a back pillow or neck pillow, they call it. Yeah. You know, when you're sitting in bed and you're reading and you want to prop up your neck, you put this in back of your neck. Yeah, neck pillow. So you got that. And this is a curtain also. But, and it's got a generous rod pocket too. So you can put one of those really square, some people like to use those square curtain rods, the really square ones. So I made it generous, so that you can, or you can put one through here, and then this will sort of fan on the top. So you've got two ways to hang it. You can put a curtain rod in here in this hole, or you can put one of the square ones in this hole. Now, if you put it in here, like I said, this is going to cinch up and it's going to gather really nicely on the top because you've got your curtain rod in this smaller hole right here. So that's how I designed it, right? So however you want to do it when you get it. Now it's a generous size. Again, I don't have the dimensions of it, but it will be in the post. Now this one, what I did was I cinched it up. I gathered it up, and this is how it looks. Look at this. See, I gathered it up. And I'm going to put a flower here. Same flower that I made. Got to make one for here. I hope I have enough fabric of this. I have to look in my scrap stash. Sewers, we keep scraps because you never know. You might need an extra piece for something. And I make buttons too, so I keep my scraps. So I gathered it. So it's gathered on this one end. As you can tell, I get excited talking about fabric. So it's gathered on this one end like that. And that's how it looks. Let's see if I can get this together. See that? I gathered it up. And then you've got this in the middle part. You got this middle part. See that? And then I gathered it up again on the other end. Again. And then I'm going to put one of those flowers here. So that's going to look gorgeous. Look at that. See that? Gathered it up. Cinched it up. And so the other thing that I came up with is you could totally put this on a rod, find some way to hang it on a rod, on a curtain rod, behind your bed, on the wall where the head of your bed sits. So right in back of your bed, you can put this on the wall. That's the idea I came out with. And you can hang it depending on how wide your bed is. If you have a twin, if you have a queen, whatever you have, you'll decide how you want to do it, because if let's say you have a king, then you probably need a long rod, and so you could put this the whole length of your headboard, in other words, and so you won't need to gather it because you just put it up like this, straight across, just like this, not gathered. See that? Not gathered. See that? But if you have like a queen, I mean a full, and you need and so you'll put a rod the length of your full headboard, and then it'll probably cinch up a little bit. See, so it'll gather up a little bit. In other words, right? So it'll look like this on the rod. Okay, when you put it on the rod, and then if you've especially if you've chosen to put the rod, get a smaller rod and put it in the second hole, um, then it'll cinch up really nice. It'll gather up really nice at the top, like that. You know how curtains gather, right? Yeah. So it'll look nice. So my point is, you can put it in back of any size bed. It depends on the rod that you put it on, how it's going to gather on, and still look nice. Whether it's for a twin, or for a full, or for a queen, or for a king. Now, of course, if you have a king, then it's gonna be longer, and you probably won't have to gather it. It probably won't gather, right? But either way, it'll look nice. So yeah, that was the idea I came up with this. So you can totally do that. Again, it'll have a flower right here. Yeah, on each side. That'll look nice. Yeah. I gotta make sure I got some extra fabric. Okay, so that's this set. Again, this is a gorgeous set. Well, let me show you this way. This is a gorgeous set. Look at this. You got your box. Got your tissue box. This could be a tissue box. Well, you could put this over anything, really. Anything that you want to disguise, you know? So, yeah, I love the way this set came out. Nice. Really love this fabric. I am in love with this fabric. It's islandy. Look at that. Reminds me of home. Okay, so what else do I have? Oh, geez. I'm almost through. Let's see if I can reach around and get the rest of this stuff. Okay. And let me show you these pillows first. I've got 3 of these. Actually, I've got 4 of these. Yeah. Because this is one, but it's not stuffed. Now, the way I made these pillow sham, this is a pillow sham, right? Look at the way I made this pillow sham. I made it so that you can, let's say you already have a cushion on your couch, but you're tired of it. Maybe it doesn't match anymore. Maybe you want a new, color scheme or whatever. You're going in a different direction. That's what they say, right? We're going in a different direction. Okay, so yeah, so you take the old pillow and you stuff it in here. So that's why I made it like this. See that? I made it so that it opens in the back, and then you could totally stuff your old pillow right on in here, and then you've got a pillow. Look at that. Again, islandy, right? Look at that. These are gorgeous. Anything islandy is going to catch my attention, right? Yeah. Look at that. So that's one. So you got one, you got two. And are they different? Oh, no. So look, I've got 2 pineapples. Yeah, that's what's going on here. I've got 2 pineapples. This is a pineapple. This is a pineapple. Again, I don't know the dimensions, but you can see it's a pretty good size, right? Yeah. It's not skimpy at all, okay? And then you've got a palm tree. Look at that. Look at that palm tree. Look at that. Look at that palm tree. Isn't that cute? That's beautiful. Love it. And again, I made it the same way. It opens in the back. So you could and I made the pillow that's stuffed. But I don't, you know what? I'm going to make some extra pillows so that you don't have to buy a pillow. You buy it from me. Okay. So you don't have to look around, and then you don't have to try and find one that's going to fit it, right? Fit the sham, because I'll have pillows like this. But of course, those will be extra to ship, because it's not going to be cheap to ship them. And that's why I'm choosing to sell my pillow shams just like this without the pillow. Because I can just put this in an envelope and ship it on out to you, and it's not going to cost you a lot of money. Okay? But if I ship it to you like this, that's going to cost. Okay? So that's why. But if you just don't want to shop around for a pillow to stuff in your sham, then I'm gonna make some and put them up, and then you can buy one for me. Okay. So I've got. I ended up with two pineapples and two palm trees. Look at that. So you could totally match on your couch, right? Or if you have a love seat and you have a couch, you can put either one and one of each, or you could put two pineapples on the love seat and two pineapples on the love seat. See that? Two pineapples on the love seat, and then two palm trees on the couch. See that? Yeah. And again, I did them all the same way. It opens so that you can stuff your own pillow in there. See that? Yeah. Totally. Totally. Okay, so that's those. This is show and tell. Remember show and tell in school? I used to love show and tell. Maybe that's why I like to share so much. I don't know. Yeah, I love to share. When I was little, kids would come to my house, and when they would leave, their mothers, my mother and their mother in the kitchen, yapping, doing what women do. And we kids would be in my room playing, right? And then when they were getting ready to go home, they would be walking out the door with a little dolly or whatever, right? A bat and ball. And my mother would be like, "Where are you going with that? That's not yours." And they would be like, "Summer Rain gave it to me." And my mother would look at me, but she wouldn't say anything. She'd say, "Okay, all right, enjoy it, have a good time." And when they left, sometimes I would get spanked for giving away my stuff. Yeah, I would. My mother did not play that, okay? She was like, "I spent my money on that. That's not for you to give away." But anyway, I'm just saying, maybe that's, I've always shared. I've always shared. Okay, so here is some pillow shams, some small pillows, African fabric. Is this not gorgeous? I love this fabric. My gosh, this is some pretty fabric right here. As African fabric tends to be, okay? It's vibrant. Look at this. Beautiful. Look at the colors. Oh my gosh. Who wouldn't want this to cheer themselves up on their bed? It's gorgeous. So these are two small pillows. Again, they're not going to come stuffed. And of course, I left a hole where you could stuff it. Can't find a hole right now because that's how well I ironed it. That I can't even find the hole right now. But trust me, there's a hole where you can stuff them. So that's two of them. And then you've got the bigger one, the bigger pillow, real generous size. Look at that. That's a nice pillow for you to plop yourself up on the bed with. Look at that. Yeah. So I've got two like that. And I didn't make them where where it's open, where you can stick a pillow in there. I didn't make them like that. I closed them all up and left the hole where you could stuff it. Yeah. So I've got two like that. So you've got two big ones. You've got two big ones. And you've got two this size. And these are good if you want to prop your elbow up on a pillow or you want to put them back of your neck. That's why I make the size, because that's what I do. So I have pillows for that. Yeah, because I read it in bed. So prop yourself up. You need a pillow. So that's those. These are, and you know what? I have a mask, face mask. Like when we had the vid, I made masks. So I have masks, and then I have a head wrap to match it. Yeah, because I love this fabric. So that's those. Then we've got these. Again, an island theme I got going on here. Look at this. These are valances. Okay? Now, if you're like me, I change my curtains for each season. Okay? And I've always done that when I was younger because I started sewing. I used to make my clothes, my own clothes. My mother was a seamstress. And so she taught me how to sew. And I used to make my own clothes when I was going to school. And I would make curtains for my room. So every season I would change my curtains when I was younger. Yeah, so I still do it as an adult, right? So every season I change my curtain. And so this is definitely for the summer. Summer's coming up. Look at that. Love those darn leaves. Look at that. I think those are banana leaves. Yeah. Gorgeous. Again, you've got a generous size rod pocket here. Put your curtain rod in. Yeah. So I've got two of these. Okay, and they're pretty good. To fit most houses have that small, small room, small window. Yeah, so it'll fit. And when you cinch it up and you gather it up on your rod, it'll replace. Yeah. So I've got two of these, really nice. And I tend to fold them on the wrong side when I store them, so that the front doesn't get messed up. Per chance, something happens to it, it'll be on the wrong side. So here's the other one. Nice. Oh, that's the back. Yeah, love this. Definitely reminds me of home, right? Yeah, yeah. So if you come from the islands, or if you love the islands, some people don't come from the islands, but they go there every year because they love the islands, right? Yeah, nice. Yeah, so if you want to be reminded of your trip to St. Thomas, then you'll put this up in your room. Definitely. So that's them. That's them. And do you believe I got work to do? Because I'm doing this show and tell. And mind you, none of this stuff is up on my Etsy site yet. So I've got to take pictures, and then I've got to upload them to Etsy. I've got to come up with a description. Yeah, all of that. Work. Okay. Work. Okay, so these are two pillow shams that I made in a African fabric, which are nice. Again, I didn't make them where you could stuff them and put your pillow in the back. I just made it, and I left the hole so you could stuff them. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Love that. And I've got a valance around here somewhere for this too. So yeah, I've got a valance or two of this fabric. Couldn't put my hand on them, but yeah. And these are good sized pillows, as you can see. Put these on the bed, real comfy pillows for your bed. Really generous size. Yeah, so I've got two like that. So that's African fabric. Really nice. Oh, I got three of them. So here's another one. Look at that. So I've got three of them. Yeah. So I'm going to list them separate. So you can buy one, you can buy two, you can buy three. Depends on what you want to do. Look at this fabric. Now, this is show and tell again, right? So I'm showing you what I got. I saw this fabric and I had to buy this fabric. Look at this fabric. Is that not cute for a little girl's room? I fell in love with this fabric. Nice. Now, it's got all kinds of friends. There's a Chinese friend in here. There's a black friend in here. There's a white friend in here. Yeah, yeah. If you want to teach your kid about inclusion, there you go. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to make a set. I'm going to make a box, a catch-all. Girl can put anything, whatever she's got. Crayons, earrings, whatever, right? I'm going to make a box like the other one that I made, from a paper mache box. I'm going to cover a paper mache box with this fabric. I'm going to do a tissue box, definitely. And I'm going to do the wall switches, the switch covers. I'm going to do those. And I'm going to do a valance, of course. And I'll probably get a pillow or two out of this too. So yeah, because I've got a lot of fabric here. So yeah, I'm going to make a whole set. This is a lot of fabric I've got here. So yeah, and it's all folded up. I won't even take it out because then I've got to put it back together. But it's a lot of fabric. So I know I'm going to get at least two valances and at least two pillows and the tissue box and the little catch-all box and the wall switches. So somebody's going to get a nice set for their little girl's room. And I can't wait. I'm excited to see it all come together. I love making this stuff, especially the boxes. I love making those boxes. Oh, because then I could just decorate the boxes how I want, right? Okay, I'm not going to put that in. Put that over there. This is fabric also that I found. And look at this. It's Harry Potter. And I'm going to make pillows out of this fabric. It's Harry Potter. Look at that. See that? Yeah. What does it say? This is Gryffindor. So, everybody's got their team that they picked. You can be a Gryffindor, you can be what are some of the other ones? It's Gryffindor, this Huff and Puff. This is Huff and Puff. So whatever your kid likes, whatever his team is, yeah. And so I've only got one panel, and so the back is gonna be either yellow, a solid color, yellow, or I could do solid black on the back. I could do white on the back, but it's going to be a pillow. And it's a nice, generous size, as you can see. Yeah. So that's that. So this is Huff and Puff. Your kids know this stuff. This is Ravenclaw. Yeah. We all watched the movie, right? I fell in love with Harry Potter, too. And what do we have here? Oh, and this is Harry Potter. This one is Harry Potter. Yeah, so I could do solid yellow on the back or black on the back. Yeah, Harry Potter. That's what that says. And what is this one? This one is Slytherin. Any Slytherin fans out there? Yeah. Slytherin. Harry Potter. Pick your team. And this one is Gryffindor. Is it Gryffindor or Yes, I thought it was Gryffindorf, but it's not Gryffindorf. It's Gryffindor. That's what it is, Gryffindor. So that's what this is. Gryffindor fans out there? One of your kids is a Gryffindor fan? There you go. Gonna be a pillow. It's gonna be a pillow for your kid's bed. Nice, right? Fell in love with this fabric when I saw it. As I do, because I love fabric. So this looks like no, it's not the last one. But this is a set again. These are love this fabric. I'm in love with fabric. Do I need therapy for? I don't think so. No, I don't need therapy for fabric because I love fabric and I'm not ashamed of it. So there you go. Look at this. Is that not? Oh, talk about spring and summer. Right in time for spring and summer. If you see it, grab it. Okay, because I don't have any more of this fabric. I don't think it's so anyway. Yeah, I would have to dig deep, but I don't think I do. So there you go. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's got a gorgeous rod pocket. Put your rod in there. Oh, and I added the little trim on the bottom. Look at that. Now, did I slip this? Wait a minute. Did I iron this on? No, I slip stitched it on. You can see the stitches on the back so that when you wash it, you can take this trim off, hand wash it by itself in cold water, hang it on the line. Do not put this in the washing machine. And when I sell these, inside the package will be a how to care for your product thing because I've already made it up, right? I made it for some t-shirt because I make t-shirts too. So I made, how to care for your t-shirts, how to wash your t-shirts. So in each packet, there'll be a care sheet to let you know, especially if I add trim to something, I'll always put a care sheet in there, letting you know if you want your item to last, how to take care of it, right? So yeah. So I slip stitched it. You can see the stitches in there. See those stitches? So you just take the stitches out. As a matter of fact, you pop one and then you pull it and then just all comes off, right? And then you'll have to take the time, like I did, to sit there and slip stitch it back on. That's all. Yeah. So this is a generous size too. Again, I don't have the dimensions. I'm sorry, but it's long. It's long. Look at that. So it's gonna gather really nice. Because the longer the valance, when you gather it, the nicer it looks. But lots of times, in making curtains, what I found with making my own curtains, sometimes I don't like to make it where I have to gather it. I like to make it where you hang it like this and it goes just to make it just the exact length of the rod, because then you get the beauty of the pattern. When you start to and I know that's how it's always been, right? People put the curtain rod on, and then they gather it on, and then it gathers and gathers, and then somehow you can lose the pattern because you don't really get the benefit of the pattern, right? So when I make mine, I make it just the right length of the curtain rod. That's what I do. Okay, and I think I'm going to start to make some like that too, because this I made it where you can gather it, right? Yeah. But then, of course, you wouldn't see all these gorgeous flowers. Look at that. You just wouldn't see the flowers. I love this. Love this pattern. Love this fabric. Oh, and this is called chintz. Kind of fabric that it's called. It's chintz. It's got a special texture to it. Sort of like a waxy texture to it, if I can say that, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's called chintz. And chintz is expensive. So yeah. But I know how to shop, so I don't pay a lot of money for my fabric. I know where to go. So yeah, and I spot sales, and I grab it when I see it. So if it's on sale and it's nice, I'm going to grab it because I know that it's worth it, and it's not going to hang around, right? So there you go. So, and here's the other one. So if you have two windows in your room, you're good to go. Your room's going to look gorgeous. Look at that, right? And you can have a pink bedspread, or you could have a green bedspread, or you could have a rose colored. Look at that darker flower, that darker pink flower. Yeah. So you could just go to town on how you match these up with your bedspread. Okay. Yeah. Really nice fabric. Again, I always fold it on the wrong side when I'm storing it. So there you go. That's those two. And last but not least, I'll be right back. Last but not least is this set. Again, this is a paper mache box that I totally covered with fabric. Got my card in there. Okay? And I put that trim on there. Okay? And I put the trim on the box. Oh, because this, I made it with the intention of it being a recipe card box where you can store your recipes. You know how some people write their recipes on an index card? Totally store them in here. That was the idea that I had when I made this. Okay? A recipe card. Because this is for the kitchen. And why is it for the kitchen? Check this out. It's for the kitchen because, and look this is how I mail out all my stuff. I got my card, my Etsy card in here. And does she have a diamond? Yeah, because I'm Aries. So yeah, I have diamonds all over the place. I can't help myself. So this is the card, and it's got the Etsy site on there so that when you buy something from me and you got the card, don't throw it away. Stick it in your drawer, put it on your fridge, so you'll always know how to find my site. It's got the Etsy site right there, and I designed that. Okay? Yeah. And her name is Summer Rain. That's me. Yeah. So, and the card with the care, well, I don't have it in here, but I made up a card, as I said before, that tells you how to care for your item, how to wash your item. So, what I have in here is, I've got a mask. All right. Oh, and the mask, fancy. Okay. I made a pin. Now you can keep the pin on the mask, or you can put the pin on this is a apron. You can put the pin on your apron. Okay. This is a mask. Now I would consider this a small to a medium. Okay. And I make some large, but this one is a small to medium. Okay. And the inside is white. This is a pin. You can detach it. See, it's a pin. See that? Got a pin on the back. So, and then what you have here is you have a headband. You know how you're cooking and your hair, you're supposed to, some people wear a hairnet. I wear a hat Or sometimes I'll even wear my shower cap. If I'm doing Easter cooking or it's Thanksgiving cooking and I'm going to be in the kitchen for a while, I'll wear my shower cap just so I don't get hair in the food. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So keeping that in mind, I made a headband so you can totally tie your hair back. Okay. So I made a headband to match. Isn't that gorgeous? Look at that. That's how it looks. It's got a slant to it because you can when you wrap it around your head and you tie it, it looks like a bow. Yeah, really pretty. Look at that. That's the idea. I'm keeping you ladies in mind when I'm sewing, okay? So you got your headband. And again, if you have a cold and you're preparing dinner, protect your family, okay? Wear your mask. There you go. And this is the apron. I hate taking them out because then I got to fold it back. But anyway, here goes. Ah, look at this. This apron that I made, and I've got a few aprons. It comes with this generous top. This is the top. That's what the top looks like. Got the generous straps to hang around to tie around your neck. And then you got your apron like that. See that? And you've got, I always make them with generous pockets. Got 2 pockets here. And I always do that because I always think if I'm cooking and somebody rings the doorbell, I always want to have my phone on me, just in case. You never know. It's a crazy world out there, right? Always have or you can put a pot holder in here. You can put spoons in here. Whatever you want to keep handy. That's why I make generous sized pockets. Okay, convenience. And now this one has got that trim on the bottom. And did I slip stitches? Of course I did. I slip stitched it on. So again, just like the box, see, so it matches the box. That's what I'm saying. Look, it matches the box. This is your kitchen set. You're totally a diva in the kitchen and you look fabulous. Okay? Yeah, so you got your recipe box. That's what this is, a recipe box. And then you got your apron. And look, I've got my tag in there. It says Epiphany Bleu. Yeah, it says Epiphany Bleu, handmade just for you. I got my tag on there. And yeah, so I did slip stitch this on so that you can take it out and wash it by itself separately. Wash this trim separately, nice sudsy warm water, and don't put it in the dryer. Hang it up and then slip stitch it back on, and you're ready to go again with your apron. So yeah, that's the apron. And I made it all. I make all my aprons all white on the back. Yeah. So you've got the generous ties for your neck, and then you've got the generous ties on each side to tie around your waist. Okay, so you tie around your waist and you tie around your neck like so. Okay, so you've got separate ties here. So that's how it works with the apron. Look at that. So that's the apron. So now we've got a mask, we've got a headband, we've got a recipe box, and we've got an apron. But I'm not finished. But that's not it. What we also have in addition is we've got 2 valances. And I'm going to list them separate. So if you need 1 valance, you could order 1. If you need 2, then you could order another one, right? Some people might, especially in the kitchen, you might have 1 window. So that's why I'm going to list them separate. So there you go. These are your valances. Again, you've got a nice, generous rod pocket here to put your rod in there, and you hang it, okay? And your kitchen is looking gorgeous, and you're looking gorgeous, and people are going to say, what the heck, where did you get that? And you're going to say, I got it on Epiphany Bleu, where everything is fabulously made just for you. But you got to get there early because it's not a lot of stuff hanging around, okay? Yeah, so and I've got 2 of these valances, right? So this is one, and then I've got the other one. Now I got to fold all this stuff up. But the good thing is that it's got the crease marks so you can see exactly where it was folded. There you go, like that. And like that, there you go. See? Oh yeah. Thank God for the fold line so I can just fold it back up. And here's the other one. And it's I think it's the very same size as the other one. So what is this? Tropical floral. 52 and a half by 18. See, sometimes, oh, it's on the back of the, oh, this is another card that's in there. Because this is the card that came in there. But on this one, I wrote tropical floral 52 and a half by 18. So that's what that's what the size of this is. 52 and a half by 18. So yeah, but of course everything will be in the description, and I've got my label in there. Okay, it's a scissor and it says Epiphany Bleu, handmade just for you. Yeah, I gotta order some more of these. So this is the other one. This is the other valance, and of course the other one's got the trim also on the bottom, right? So you've got a gorgeous set. Whoever gets this, when I put it up, if you see it, don't put it in your cart and lollygag about it, because I don't think it's going to hang around that long, to tell you the truth. Okay? This is and again, we're going into the spring, summer. This is what ladies are going to be looking for their kitchen. You know, if they're like me, I change out my stuff. So like right now, I still have my winter curtains up, and they're going to be gone in a minute. And yeah. So that's this one also. I got to put all this stuff back. What a job. Okay, so yeah, so you got your curtain, you got your curtain valance, you got your recipe box, you got your apron. Remember, you're matching, okay? You're a diva, okay, in the kitchen. Okay? You got your mask with a pin. And you can put the pin on your sometimes I wear my pin on my apron too. Either up here, like where you wear your, a lapel pin, you wear it atop. And I wear it on my pocket sometimes, yeah, because I have one for myself. So I took the pin off the mask and I wear it on my apron. So you got your apron and then you got your headband, yeah, and you're ready to go. So that's about it. I'm all talked out. For real. So this has been, as I said before when I started out, this is a show and tell, or has been a show and tell. So I'm happy to bring all this stuff to you, and I've got more. Not this stuff. I've got other stuff because I've got a lot of other boxes that I covered with fabric that I'm going to bring to you also. Yeah. But that's it for right now. Because as I said, I'm all talked out. I need something for my throat right about now. So I am so happy you stopped by. I'm really happy you got to see all this stuff. And don't forget, if you see something you want and you go to my Etsy site and you don't see it, the Etsy site will be in the description. And leave a comment under this post if you go to Etsy and you don't see something that you wanted to buy, and hit me back. I have an Epiphany Bleu email also, so I'll put that on there too. So yeah, like 3 ways to get to me. Yeah, you can go on Etsy, and you can leave a message on Etsy too. Actually, you can message the seller on Etsy. Okay, so if you're on there and you're looking at other stuff, but you don't see what you were looking for, you could just message me and say, hey, I saw that apron set and I don't see it posted. Can you post it? And I certainly will. Okay, again, thanks for stopping by. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.